Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to tonight's call. Marcia and I are so excited to present to you tonight and share a little bit of what we're learning, because we're all in this together. We're all just trying to learn and grow and share that with the people that are learning and growing with us. And so that's what today's all about. We did that call a couple of weeks ago, asking what your concerns were, what you guys kind of wanted to talk about, because that's really the whole point of this team, right, is to talk about different things, talk about what we're struggling with, support each other, and share what we're learning along the way. So we took your concerns, we kind of broke it down into 3 separate calls. So today we're going to talk a lot about finding people, as well as, more importantly, really with that, is finding your message. Because when I sat down and started to think about what to share with you on this call, and we could share the same old, go into Facebook groups and chat people up there, whatever, but that's nothing new, and it's just really the same information repeated over and over again. What I think is really important, and I know Marcia agrees with me on this, is clarity, finding clarity in what your message is, what you've overcome, who you really are, and what you want to put out in the world. And by finding clarity with that, you're going to build more conversations and build more relationships. And that is the point. And that will get you to your long-term goal of helping more people and, getting successful points and, making money or whatever. But really, the focus needs to be about clarity in your message and how you can help people and provide value through your social media and your conversations. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And so we've got a nice little slideshow for you, and Marcia and I are just going to kind of talk to you.
So, all right, I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can follow along with our presentation here that we have for you. Okay, so today, like Kirsten mentioned, we're going to talk to you a little bit more specifically about developing your brand to attract your ideal customer. And like she mentioned, we're going to talk really about you. So you need to be thinking about yourself when we're going through these. And again, a lot of this is stuff that we've probably all heard before. We're just trying to share it in a little bit of a different way so that maybe something clicks differently, something sinks in a little bit differently, and you can, take this and move forward and do something awesome with it. So our first thing that we're going to talk about is, why would you develop a brand? So your business is going to be more fun and more interesting to you when you can relate to and connect with the people that you're talking to. You want to have things in common with these people and not feel like you're talking to a bunch of strangers and just trying to get them to buy something from you. We want to make sure that you realize, because you're already working on you have incredible value to add. You can talk about your workouts. You can give tips. You can talk about trainings that have helped you. So if, and I don't think any of us here are like, I went hard and did like hammer and chisel kind of people, I'm doing like Sagi workouts every day. So none of us would talk about like Sagi workouts. That's not our people. That's not who we want to talk to. We aren't looking for like muscle heads who are, working out with weights all the time. So we want to share what we're doing so that we can find like-minded people who would want to do similar things that would relate to us and to what we're doing to better ourselves. And then you won't feel like you're constantly chasing people around trying to sell something to them. Kirsten, do you want to add anything here?
Not in particular. I just think we all know what we see on social media, what we just scroll past. So typically, well, at least for me, those are the people that are like, with whatever product they have to sell, that have their cheesy face selfies, or it's like their product is all over their thing. Like that's obviously not them. You don't learn anything about them from that post. All it is please buy this thing from me. So we want to not lead with that. Like, sure, we have great products. Sure, we have, programs and supplements and stuff that we obviously really believe in. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. But people aren't going to buy into that. They want to go on a journey with you. They want to feel like they can relate to you, and they won't relate to just a product. So you need to really lead with yourself and your journey and what you've learned. And if you're learning things, if you're, doing the workouts, you have something to talk about. You have had a struggle through that day because, unless most people don't really enjoy working out, maybe we're a little bit weird, but, and even us some days have, like I didn't get my workout in today. And, so that was a struggle with my day. So even if it seems little and trivial, you have something that you can share that somebody is going to take something out of.
Yep, for sure. Ugh, this doesn't want to let me go. Okay, so in continuing, why would you develop a brand? Like Kirsten was just saying, we talk about the products all day long. We can all take our little Shakeology cups and take our picture with it, and where it says Shakeology on the side that's showing by the camera. But really, that's not.
And we've all done that.
Yeah. It's not. We've all learned. Let's learn from that mistake. We're moving on. That's not giving any value to the people who are looking at your post. You want to become the value. You want the people that you're talking to feel like you understand them. And then that helps you establish trust with those people. In order to establish trust, you need to be present consistently. I know that's something I work on. I'm working on it right now. I think that we all struggle with that from time to time, is being present consistently. I know that that's something that's hard for me, to make sure that I'm posting and showing up. But doing that, just being there, just simply showing up, builds trust, because people know if they see one simple post from you every morning that just says good morning, and then the next day good morning, 3 months from now, if they don't see that good morning post from you, they're going to be like, where'd she go? Because they've built that trust that every day you're going to be there saying good morning. So something as simple as that, they're building a rapport with you. They're building a trust in you. Now, when they have that trust in you, they can become repeat customers because they believe in you and they believe in things that you're sharing with them. And when you have a happy customer, you can build a long-term business. So what you want to do is you want to always be there for your people. Once you have customers, focus on giving them the best experience possible with you, with your brand, with your team, with what you believe in. You can't control whether or not they work out. You can't control whether or not they drink the shake, but you can control their interaction with you. And that's the experience that you want to make a part of your brand.
Absolutely. And I think that like what we're wanting to share with people, and like what we're like preaching, is the lifestyle. And so the way that people come into your life and observe that is going to lay the foundation to then increase that relationship. So first they need to watch you for a little while and understand that you're not just trying to sell them something, that you legitimately live the lifestyle that you're trying to help them create. So, it's like that saying, like, nobody trusts a fat chef or a skinny chef, right? So like, and being a chef, I can say that. But like, it's so true, because you won't trust somebody to help you if it doesn't look like they're walking the walk. And so the way that we do that is by sharing consistently and putting it out there consistently. And then that builds the bridge that gets us to to have them be repeat customers and our lifers, as Shalene would say.
So Kirsten, I'll let you go run with this one because this comes a little bit from your training information.
Okay, so there's a few things that are happening if we're getting crickets. First of all, let me back up a little bit. What I want to say is that we are always our first client. So nobody's going to, like I kind of just said, people aren't going to trust you with their helping them along their fitness journey if you're not clear on what your message is, what you're standing for, what you want to share with them, above and beyond the products and the services, because we really have to go deeper than Beachbody here. They're like, you know, we hear like find your deep why all the time, but I think you even need to take it one step further and find your deep message, because if we're really clear and concise about what it is we're trying to speak to people, that bullet point of what we're trying to share with them, it becomes a lot easier to post, because it's your mind's not going everywhere. There's not a million different thoughts. It's not a how am I going to get an invite into this post. It's just sharing authentically from that very clear message of what it is that you want to put out into the world. And your clients then aren't confused about what it is you're trying to say. So if we're having difficulty getting that first step, getting the people in the door, there's a few things that could be going wrong. You don't have an audience, number one. Number two, you have an audience, but you're not solving a problem. Number three, you don't know how to speak to your audience. And number four, that you don't know where to find your audience. So, and I know that as you hear me say those things, there's probably one, maybe two of those categories that are coming up in your mind and you're like, oh, that one's me. And so I want you to write that down, kind of think about how you can address that problem. And we'll go in, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail about these things, and kind of help you figure out the clarity that I was speaking about earlier. So write down which one of those things spoke out to you. And now I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I want you just to kind of think about them, maybe jot them down and journal about them later. So these are questions that are going to help you find that clarity and kind of figure out who it is that you are, who it is that you want to be through this business, and how you want to help the world. So, what have you overcome? What do you love? Why? How were you able to overcome? How did that make you feel? How did you push through your boundaries that you thought were holding you back? Remember a time where you felt like a failure. Remember a time where you felt beautiful. Remember a time when you felt proud of yourself and what you were able to accomplish. What brands are you drawn to? Why are you drawn to them? How do you want to make people feel? And I think the most important question to ponder tonight is, what makes you memorable? We're not here to sell things. We're here to solve a problem. So there's a cycle that happens when people do what we do. So we want to kind of boil our message down to something that's Googleable, a problem that people have that they're searching for. And formula. Got an audience over here. And
you found your audience.
Yeah. Bet she's 6. Okay, and so there's kind of a cycle here. It happened to me. I grew from it, and now I help others. So I want to share with you an exercise. It's called the Power of 3, and that's going to kind of help you figure out what problem it is that you solve. Because there's a million Beachbody coaches, and we're all different. The difference is, like, what have you overcome? What problems have you solved? What things have you experienced in your life, and how are you helping someone just like you solve a problem that you've been through? So it happened to me, I grew from it, and now I help others. So I want you to take out a pen and paper. I want you to draw a little picture of yourself, and I want you to write down 3 versions of yourself. So for instance, I'll give you a little example of me. So I was a mom of 2 small kids who felt like she lost her sparkle, who no longer knew who she was in this world. Mom of small kids who used to work in restaurants and now is kind of struggling to figure out 2 small kids who has yo-yoed the same 20 pounds her entire life. So then you pick one of those versions of you, and you write down 3 problems that person solved. So you take pick one. Okay, mom of 2 small kids who has yo-yoed the same 20 pounds over and over and over again. So this woman started to learn how to make herself a priority in her life. She started a self-care routine. She found a group of women that were going through things similar to her, and she found a community and a place where she could belong that she didn't think existed in this world. She learned how to reward herself and deal with her anxiety and depression through things other than chocolate and wine. So like small problems like that, write those down, and those are what you want to think about. Those are what you want to find value and share those in your social media. So you want to show up for that girl every day. And I think by boiling it down small like this, it really helps the clarity, and it helps not trying to speak to everyone. So show up for her consistently. Moving on.
Yes. Okay, so suggestions that we have developed. So beyond the exercise that Kirsten just shared, which is you trying to learn about you. So first thing we want you to do is create a list about you. And you can do that from these 3 versions of you that you created. So think about things that are your hobbies, your interests, your occupation. What kind of personality do you have? Even you could talk about things like, your hair color or a haircut, or you can get as specific as you want. You want to create this list of things that make you you. And one important thing, and Kirsten mentioned this earlier, think about who you were before you signed up for Beachbody, before you knew what it was, before you really understood it. And think about if there are things that were concerns to you. Were you worried that the whole thing was a scam? Were you worried about putting your social security number on a website, to sign up as a business owner? What types of things were a concern to you? Because there's other people who have those same concerns. So that's the purpose of this, is that you're trying to find things about you that other people would also relate to. Do you want to add to that, Kirsten?
No.
Okay. So then our next step is you want to create a list of the ideal person who you want to help. So you want to develop a bunch of characteristics about this person who you want to have as your customer. And again, you want to be very specific. You can get down to hair color, eye color, whatever you want. If you look at a coach like Amy Silverman, are you looking at a bunch of other people who have crazy beach hair, who have tattoos, or are you looking at people who don't care about what they put in their bodies? And no, you're looking at people who are so much like her. And that's because she's portraying who she is, and she's drawing people to her who have those same personality characteristics. So your second list is the person that you want to have as your customer. Again, you can talk about some of the same things that you found from your own list. You can find totally different things. If there's something that you aspire to be or aspire to learn, and you want that on your customer list, that's fine. It doesn't have to be something that's of interest to you. If you don't have kids, but you want customers who do have kids, or you don't have pets and you want customers who do have pets, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be the exact same. It should be things that are of interest to you. And again, here you want to think about things that excite these people. You can talk about struggles that they have or bad habits that they have. What things have held them back, and how have they learned from them? So these are all ways that you can speak to your ideal customer. And the bottom line result is, would you be friends with this person? Because you don't want to be chasing down somebody to make $30 off of a Shakeology bag from them if you wouldn't even like them. Like, who wants to spend months upon months talking to somebody that you have nothing in common with, and you don't even like them, and they bring nothing of interest to your life? Kirsten, additions?
Well, and building on that a little bit, like, if you're talking to somebody and you really have nothing in common with them, like, that's an awkward conversation. And the chances that they're going to trust you enough based on some weird conversation and maybe a couple of social media posts that they're going to then spend money with you and trust you to help them essentially is kind of slim to none. So making this list will really help you kind of streamline your process. And so you're not just like throwing darts out there hoping it's going to hit somewhere. Like, we want to spend the time investing in relationships, because really that's what this business is about, right? Is the relationships. So you want to invest in those relationships that you feel are going to bring something to your life as well as bring something to their life.
And they'll want to invest because it's a relationship that brings something to their life.
Right.
That's why they will be willing to spend money with you in your business. So your third step, you want to create a visual of this person. If it's a she, I'm assuming maybe we're all looking for women to join our teams. Now, if O'Brien were here on our call, his would be a he probably. You want to create a visual of this person that inspires you. You want to feel excited to talk to this person, to find this person, to help this person, to have this person join your team. So you want to develop, you'll hear a lot of people use the term your avatar. That means your ideal customer. Get extremely specific. You can see here I pulled this from another coach that had developed an avatar. You're getting down to the exact age, newly married, no kids, loves animals, has pets, just started her first real job. Like, that is so specific about this person. And then going into the second column, some of her concerns: a chronic yo-yo dieter. She's skinny fat and has tried everything, even diet pills. Have you? Because if you have, you can connect with people who have been in that situation. So get super specific about this person and find an image. Just go and Google around online. Start putting in characteristics of your person that you've developed and find a picture. And then bullet point out. Some people even give their avatar person a name. A lot of people have done that. I know Jody has. If this person makes you excited to want to work with them, you'll be more apt to know who your target is when you're posting and talking to people.
Yeah. I think this also goes back to those questions I was asking earlier, is you can pull from those things that you've overcome and those things that are that you've dealt with in your life and put them in here, because like I like to think about it as like you want to create like your dream team. So like, or if you had an imaginary friend when you were a kid, like this kind of stuff, like, you know, so many details about that imaginary friend. So who is your ideal best friend? Like, and write down everything that you can think of, everything that comes to your mind, all kinds of weird, kooky details that, you know, only your best friend would understand about you. Write those down, add those in here, and really kind of make this person real for you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you guys an example that I think about all the time. And I'm going to assume you guys are familiar with Bonnie Engel. She will post her trainings sometimes, or she'll post even on her posts. She has like typos and misspellings and stuff. And she says, I don't care. I don't care that I post those things, because the people that I'm looking for don't care about that stuff. Now me, that drives me insane. Like I see her stuff and I'm like, oh, let me correct that for you. That's me versus her. So she wants to attract people who are like me. I don't care that you have 8 spaces between those 2 words. I'm looking at that and my proofreading eye is like, oh my God, there are 8 spaces between those 2 words. So it's just, it's funny, when I heard her say that one time, it really stood out to me, because I was listening to her give a presentation one time and she's like, yeah, I know people are like messaging me that there's typos on my slides. She's like, I don't care. I don't take the time to like, I throw my stuff down and then I come on here and I present, because I'm busy working my business and I really don't care about stuff like that. But for me, I do care about stuff like that. So my ideal customer would have that attention to detail type of stuff. And that's the nitty gritty kind of stuff that you can get down to with this person.
Can I chime in real quick? Because you guys are doing a kick butt job with this. The one thing though that's so important, and this is really more for, you know, Kirsten, Marcia, myself, and Rebecca, the longer that you're in this business, the longer it goes and you can't really remember who you were before. Because who you are now is who you've become. So having this avatar is a fresh reminder of who you were before and what you've overcome. And I mean, you guys are hitting so many points right now, which is huge, because we tend to forget. You know, we know who we want to join our team, but we forget, you know, the struggles that they have. Because some of the struggles we've overcome, I mean, we still have them, but they're not in the forefront, because we know we have the tools between the personal development and the fitness and nutrition to overcome those. Whereas, you know, for example, me and Kirsten mentioned it before, Jody 3 or 4 years ago, you know, would be probably on the floor in a ball right now. So, I mean, it's like one of those things. And I appreciate you guys, you know, sharing this tonight. So you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. And I think that's really valid, that to try to get these things, like Kirsten said earlier, write these things down on paper. You can always refer back to them, then put them in your notebook and, you know, keep it somewhere that you can look back on, because even though we come from that place, you do forget like the detail of sometimes how you felt in that moment when you were that different person. I think all of us would agree we're not the same people that we were when we started this business. I don't care if you were in it for a week or a year, you're not the same person as you were when you started this business. And it's so important to remember, like Jody said, where you came from.
And I think along those same lines, I think it's important to go through these exercises every couple of months, because my ideal person now is not the same as my ideal person when I started. You know, because my message has become more concise. I've become more confident. And so the issues that I want to speak to are a little bit different and are going to appeal to slightly different people. You know, like my ideal customer when I started was probably somebody more like Laura, where now, you know, I'm looking for more Marcias, you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can revisit this and tweak it. It doesn't, you don't have to create your list and like never look back. So once you have this avatar of your ideal person, you should want to look at this visual and read the description of this person every day. Save it on your phone, save it on your desktop, print it out, cut it out, put it, if you have the little picture thing in your wallet still, like back in the day, put it in your wallet, carry her with you. Because as you do that, it should ideally inspire you to create posts that relate to that person, things that can help that person, things that will connect you and develop a trust with that person. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on reading that and absorbing that and letting it be an inspiration to you. You want them to feel like you understand the position they're in their life and where they want to go. Because as you build that trust, that's what gets people to connect with you and then want to work with you. Kirsten, anything I'm missing?
No, just kind of bringing it back full circle in that now that you know who it is that you're talking to, you know your ideal best friend, your ideal perfect customer and what they're looking for, you can speak precisely to their needs and what they would be looking for and how they would hear it and the kind of services you can put together that are going to help that person. So maybe it's somebody that could really benefit from a ebook about confidence, and maybe your specific person could really benefit of a PDF on, you know, how to put together a Shakeology, or a quick sample of a meal plan, or how to saute some broccoli, or, you know, how to start running. Like, what things other than, you know, Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology and all of that, what does that person need, and how can you show up to serve that person to build the trust that we've been talking about?
So now moving on from, we've been focusing a little bit on customers. Obviously, a lot of times that's your first step. People need to build trust in you as a customer before they're willing to become a coach. Some people simply become a coach. Some people simply become a coach for the discount, and so they're kind of still a customer. So talking about moving from the customer realm into a coach, you want to, again, make a list of the characteristics of your ideal coach. Then, when you have that list, rate yourself on each of those items. Find areas where you're an expert and find areas that you need to work on yourself. The areas that you need to work on are where you should focus your personal development. I know I've fallen victim to, we've all fallen victim to, all the famous coaches are posting pictures of this book. I better read that book. Does it have anything to do with me right now? Have anything to do with the place I am at in my life, in my business, or what I need to work on? Probably not. But everybody else is posting pictures of that book, so I better read that book. Your personal development strategy should be based on you and how you need to grow and what you need to learn. I know Kirsten and I a lot of times will partner up and read books together, and we talk about what we both feel like we're lacking, what we both feel like we need to grow with or learn. And then usually after we'll read a book or two together, we kind of go off and we each read our own books for a little while. And then we come back and we'll read something together again. So if any of you guys ever, want to read something all together, like we're totally open to that. But also
we'll be reading Judgment Talks in January. Just
yeah. No. But if you really want to find the best ways to work on yourself, go by these characteristics that you want your coach to be and rate yourself on those, and then work on those areas. So you need to lead by the best example of what you're looking for. The list of the characteristics and the way that you rate yourself is what your coach is looking for in the sponsor upline. So I know, whatever we all have to say about FGG and how the team gets run at various times, we were all attracted to someone on that team at some point. It's woo-woo. It's, they like talking about the universe and spirituality and things like that. And if none of us had any interest in that, or if that didn't speak to us in some way, we would have never had any attraction to that team at all. So just think about the small things that attracted you to your coach. And I know we have, downlines of downlines here. That's okay. Whatever attracted you to your coach, those are things that maybe something that you want to work on in you so that you can attract your ideal coaches. What did I miss, Kirsten?
Nothing. I think maybe just adding on to that is like, you need to act like the coach you want to have. Like, you need to act like the leader of the team that you want to create. So, that's part of the reason why Marsha and I are doing this call tonight, because we are making a concerted effort to act like the leaders of a team that we believe we deserve to have. So, while maybe we don't have the numbers now, that doesn't mean that we are not acting like Diamond and Star Diamond and, Superstar or whatever coaches. So, you need to do the things that leader that you aspire to be would do.
Absolutely. And the one thing that we want to share in conclusion that you should remember, if you're talking to everybody, you're actually talking to nobody. Because if you're trying to cover off on everybody and make sure you didn't hurt any feelings and everybody's okay with what you have to say and everybody agrees with you, there isn't anybody listening. There's nobody paying any attention. So talk to the people that you want to talk to and share the things that you want to share, because quite honestly, those are the people who you want to have listening to you anyway.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So questions, anybody?
I don't have a question, but I definitely think that was phenomenal. Thank you, ladies. I definitely suggest, and I don't know if everybody would feel comfortable with this. I am. I mean, I texted it to Marsha as she was talking. That when everybody puts together their avatar that they shared on the team page, I think so that we can also maybe help each other with that as well. I think that might be a good idea with that. Mm-hmm. But no, I think this was a great topic. Thank you for doing it. And
we'll share this in the group after the recording gets uploaded. So,
and to piggyback off of this, I do have a couple of things that I do want to share, and it's good that we're still recording. Mm-hmm. I'm in a group chat with a bunch of other coaches, and they're considering on doing a call with all of our teams. That's it's piggybacking off of the national wake up call that we just had about our big ideas. And I don't know when they're going to do it. I'll keep you guys posted, but if this is something that you want to work on or you're interested in, and you want to kind of figure out how to expand on your big idea, she's not down here. Sorry. to expand on your big idea, this might be a great call for all of us. I told them that I would prefer being in the evening, only because it would be selfish. It would be beneficial to me, and I know that a lot of you as well. But just keep an eye out. I'll post something on the team page when I get some more information if you want to participate in that.
Cool.
And then also a little bit more business as well. If I would still love the idea if we wanted to do a team mashup 80-day obsession group, and I can set that up as well, just so that we can all support each other. I know I posted something a while back, but we can all support each other and lift each other up while we're doing it. I'm definitely going to do it. I already got my bands. I got to find the right gliders. But
Paper plates.
no, I have
Target has some pretty nice
crappy paper plates and they don't work. And no, I think I'm going to suck it up Buttercup and buy them from Beachbody because I need something with a little bit more flexibility. No. What is the word? I don't know. But I'm getting new carpet next week, so hopefully
Target has some okay ones. Those are the ones I bought.
Where did you get yours?
Target. And it has two sides, one for like hardwood floor and one side for carpet.
Right.
If I come do my workout in my room, it's carpet. And if I go downstairs,
Okay.
it's the hardwood
I
tile.
just know Shalene uses paper plates, so I'm cool with whatever happens as long as Shalene uses it.
The Beachbody ones are really great. I love them. I have them from Pio. So.
Sorry.
Well, and they're putting together a whole package where you can get like the exact bands because like I got some bands, they're not right.
No, neither am I. Neither am I. But I yeah, no, that's a good point, Kirsten. Thank you. And I'll share more stuff as well. And I know that you guys share stuff, but anything that you guys see or hear, let's continue to share within the group. And I'm saying this on the recording because I know O'Brien's been doing it as well. But let's go into 2018 as strong as possible and continue to grow Team Mashup. Oh my God, I just had a brain fart. Team, am I saying this right? Honeysuckle Soul?
Honey Soul.
Honey Soul. Okay. So Team Honey Soul, Team Practice Makes Perfect, Discover Your Stride, Don't Know Yet. And what's yours, Krista?
Do you have a team name?
I don't really have one yet. I've been trying to think of one. I wanted to incorporate like my last name somehow. And I was thinking of just like Rooted Tribe or something like that. But
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I don't have one.
And Allie, when you're at the bottom of my screen, that's why I pointed to you.
I figured.
But yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. And as you guys know, for me personally, come February, I'll be more involved sharing some more things and getting down deep with other things. And Kirsten, I'll be all up with you on getting different recordings and stuff started.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we'll be back in 2 weeks to share our next one that we were talking about doing based on the feedback that we got from you guys last week was for overcoming objections and inviting. So we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about those things.
Woo-hoo. Sounds good, ladies. Thank you.